So let's talk about negotiating with agents. Agents are prevalent in our lifestyle in pretty much everything we do. Real estate agents, recruiters, possibly your manager, lawyers. Really, agents are working on your behalf. And in many instances, we believe that these agents have our interest in mind. And they do, but not always your best interest in mind. Remind you, agents have their own set of objectives and priorities, and many times that differs sometimes with what you may ultimately want. So let's take an example. When you're working with agents, you want to be mindful of how you're communicating with them. So if a recruiter, the outside recruiter, and says, hey, I got this opportunity for you, what are you currently making? Don't trust the agents and give them that. Trust them to realize that, hey, I'm going to give them just enough information, hold them a little bit at an arm's distance when you're talking. So similarly to how you would negotiate with the company, use that with the agent. Well, here's my range of salary that I'm looking for. Real estate agents, same concept. They're going to say, what is the minimum you would take for the house? Well, don't go in with that because obviously their interest is to sell a house as fast as possible. The longer it stays on the market, the more time, the more marketing, the more they have invested into that. We don't realize, but a lot of times agents are actually getting comped differently than what we would anticipate. So I've heard this a lot. Well, recruiters, they're going to get the highest salary for me because that's how they get paid. Not necessarily. You don't know if they're working for a company. They may have an agreement in there that they hire so many people. They may have an agreement that if they get in within this range, they get a kicker. So you may think, well, they're going to get me the best salary and the best comp structure. Not always the case. So I'm telling you here on this video, be mindful of agents when you work with them because they may not always have your best interest in mind. Have a nice one.